Now, if you think about what this cultural demographic shift means to our everyday life, I don't have to tell you that Modern Family is the perfect case study for this shift. I mean, how many of you watch Modern Family? Okay, what is the show about? What's the show about?
Crazy mix of all types of ethnicities and sexualities and religions and everything.
It's about chaos, right? And that's what happens when you see differences through a lens of misunderstanding. In fact, if you see that through a lens of opportunity, you realize that those differences have value. They have meaning. They have purpose. In fact, if you watch the show, every show starts with chaos. And as the show goes on, we start accepting each other's differences. We start realizing that our perspectives have value. We recognize that we can solve things better together once we can embrace the differences that actually unite us. Now, what I've just described is the 21st century workplace and marketplace. I mean, let's face it. In the C-suite, it's time that we begin to start transforming our thinking, recognizing that talent and business development actually are interdependent variables that represent two sides of the same coin. You see, it's less about the business defining the individual, and it's become more about the individual defining the business. And we see that every day in the growth of social media and the growing clusters of different communities that have different identities that want to be understood and valued. In fact, if you think about this cultural demographic shift for a moment, who has historically defined the narrative? Well, it's been government, the media. And as a consequence, big business has become influenced in how they think about what this cultural demographic shift really means. And as a result, we're finding that companies today aren't investing enough in it, taking the time to understand it. And as such, we find that these stereotypes have evolved, and the demographic shift, this cultural shift, continues to remain dormant in the C-suite, in the boardroom, when in reality, it is the last remaining true growth opportunity. So while businesses continue to trade dollars, this cultural shift remains dormant. And that's why there's not a dominant brand that has mastered how to create authentic connectivity with the shift. And as a result, these communities have yet to make a commitment to them.